This time our series about young European politicians takes us to beautiful, warm and sunny Romania. Generally speaking, the average European's image of famous Romanians isn't very flattering for the country. First, we have the legendary vampire Count Dracula. Then a real, recent historical figure, the communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu. His regime was so repressive against its own people that even the grim Soviet leaders kept their distance from him. But now it's time for a positive story. Emilian Pavel, a member of the European Parliament and old enough to remember the bloody end of the Ceausescu regime.
I do remember it. I was actually, my parents brought me to my grandfather and my grandmother to keep us safe.
But also young enough. He is 32, to get on the list of the youngest members of the European Parliament. One has to say that before going to Brussels, Emilian was a troublemaker, in a positive sense, on the local political scene.
I was elected the youngest president of a youth organization in Romania. And 2 years more, I was the youngest in Romania, representing the people in the county council.
Being new to politics doesn't get you any discounts. Instead, you get additional responsibilities, says Emilian.
I think the obligation to be the one that challenges the status quo, the one that comes with fresh ideas, with new ideas.
One has to say that Emilian has proven himself not only in politics, but also in farming. He successfully ran a farm growing pumpkins. Farming is a family matter for him.
I have a grandfather that is 90 years old and is also happy to have somebody that will continue his work in the fields.
When he became a member of the European Parliament, he had to leave farming behind. However, despite his very busy schedule, Emilian has not forgotten private life. Last year, the young politician got married.
We were married last November, 14th of November, when my parents were celebrating 34 years of wedding, so this was very nice to have it in the same day.
After a beautiful honeymoon in exotic Thailand, it was back to harsh reality. The young parliamentarian sees his wife only on weekends. The work of a Europarliamentarian is in Brussels, but both understand this.
With my wife, we chat a lot in the evening with camera, so we see each other. But in the weekends, I try to take her everywhere I can so that we can spend time together.
The parliamentarian's work takes Emilian away not only from his family, but also from the sun and warm weather that graces his homeland far more than it does Brussels. But that's not a big worry.
This is the best place to have the parliament because of the weather. You cannot do something else outside than staying inside and work with this weather.
As one of his priorities in political work at the Parliament, Emilian, who is educated as an engineer, has put social affairs and education. The latter is something Emilian wants to bring in line with the times.
As an engineer, I like to promote, and I want to promote as much as possible the 21st century skills, like coding, entrepreneurship, to be taught in schools from a younger age.
Whatever a politician may undertake, he encounters serious criticism on all issues. Sometimes it can be really hard.
My father, and my grandfather. Every time we visit my grandfather, he's with 90 years, he's better informed than many of the young people that know how to use tablets and iPhones and I don't know what. He says, "What did you do there? What did you do there?" And my father isn't. I think he inherited this from him, but brought it to a higher level.